Hey, Vikings Nation. SKOL. What a way to kick off the 2025 preseason. Am I right? Our Minnesota Vikings just took down the Houston Texans 20-10 in a game that had us all screaming at our screens. But hold up. There's more to this win than just the scoreboard. Whispers are swirling about a potential trade involving Texans wideout John Metchie III. And you know we've got to dive into what this means for our purple and gold. This game wasn't just about flexing our depth. It was a statement. With stars like Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones sitting out, our backups stepped up big time, and a certain rookie QB has everyone buzzing. Plus, could Metchie be the missing piece our offense needs? Stick around as we break down every heart-pounding moment and unpack those juicy trade rumors. So, grab your horns, crank up that Vikings fight song, and let's get into it. What did you think of that game? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's talk about whether Metchie could be rocking purple soon. Our Vikings came out swinging in Houston, and let me tell you, the energy was electric. Even without our big names like Jefferson, Murphy, and Smith, the squad showed why we're a force to be reckoned with. The final score? A clean 20-10 dub that had Texans fans looking nervous. Leading the charge was none other than our undrafted gem, Max Brosmer, who lit up the field in his NFL debut. Completing 5 of 8 passes for 47 yards and a touchdown, Brosmer dropped jaws with a clutch 4th and goal TD pass that screamed poise under pressure. Did you see that play? I nearly spilled my drink. This game was all about depth, and our boys proved they're ready to step up. But here's the kicker. While we were celebrating, the Texans sideline had a standout who's now at the center of trade talks. Who's ready to talk about John Metchie III? Let's go. Let's zoom in on the Texans side for a second because something big caught our eye. John Metchie III, their third-year wide receiver, was turning heads in this game. He hauled in 5 catches on 8 targets for 45 yards, leading both teams in receptions. Now, Metchie's story is one of resilience. Drafted out of Alabama in 2022, he missed his entire rookie season battling leukemia. Since then, he's been fighting for a spot in a stacked Texans receiver room with names like Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs. But this preseason performance? It showed that blue-chip potential we all heard about back in his college days. Here's where it gets spicy. With Houston's depth chart getting crowded, there's talk they might trade Metchie before he hits free agency in 2026. Could our Vikings be in the mix? What do you think, SKOL fam? Should we make a move for this guy? Back to our Vikings. Let's talk about that quarterback situation. With J.J. McCarthy slated to get reps in the preseason opener, all eyes were on how our rookie would handle the spotlight. Coach Kevin O'Connell's plan to give him game time had us hyped, and the buzz is only growing. While McCarthy didn't start, Max Brosmer stole the show, and that's got fans wondering. Do we have a QB controversy brewing? Brosmer's 118.1 QB rating was no fluke. He read defenses like a veteran and delivered when it mattered. Imagine what he could do with more snaps. The question now is whether McCarthy or Brosmer could benefit from a weapon like Metchie. A trade for a young, hungry receiver could give our QBs another target to shine. What's your take? Drop it in the comments, McCarthy, Brosmer, or both. Let's unpack this Metchie trade rumor a bit more, because it's got Vikings Nation buzzing. The Texans have a crowded receiver room with Christian Kirk, Jaden Higgins, and Jalen Noel joining the mix. Metchie, despite his big game, might be the odd man out, especially with only 457 snaps last season. Houston's reportedly considering moving him for a late-round pick rather than losing him for nothing next offseason. His health history and limited NFL production mean he won't fetch a king's ransom, but for a team like ours, he could be a steal. Imagine Metchie stretching defenses alongside Jefferson. Now, let's be real, trade rumors are just that, rumors. But the idea of adding a guy with Metchie's potential has me pumped. Would you trade a late pick for him? Hit the comments and let's debate this one. Our defense deserves some love too. SKOL fans, even without studs like Harrison Smith and Jonathan Greenid, our D-line and secondary held the Texans to just 10 points. That's the Brian Flores effect. Baby, the Texans leaned on backup QB Davis Mills, who went 4 of 5 for 50 yards and a TD. But our defense kept their starters in check. Arianti Urzuri and Jake Andrews, Houston's potential O-line starters, got some good looks, but our boys up front were relentless. This game showed our depth is legit, but adding a playmaker like Metchie could take our offense to another level. Do you think our defense can keep dominating while we chase offensive upgrades? Let's hear it. Let's talk about Metchie's journey, because it's one that tugs at the heartstrings. Diagnosed with leukemia before his rookie year, this guy battled back to play 16 games for the Texans last season. That's the kind of grit we love in Minnesota. His performance against us, 5 catches, 45 yards, reminded everyone why he was a second-round pick. But with Houston's receiver room stacked, he's struggling to crack the starting lineup. Could a fresh start with the Vikings be his chance to shine? Picture this. Metchie running routes with Jefferson and Addison, creating mismatches all over the field. Is that a dream worth chasing, Vikings fans? Drop your thoughts below. Now, let's not sleep on our own offensive weapons. Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson are already a dynamic duo, but our depth took a hit last season with injuries. A guy like Metchie could add that extra spark we need for a deep playoff run. The Texans' loss could be our gain. Metchie's speed and hands could complement our passing game, especially if McCarthy or Brosmer keeps slinging it. Plus, his contract is affordable, which fits our cap space perfectly. What's the move, SKOL Nation? Do we push for a trade or stick with our current roster? I'm dying to hear your takes in the comments. Back to the game, our backups showed they're more than just roster fillers. Guys like Max Brosmer and our second-string O-line held their own against a Texans team testing their depth. That's the kind of resilience that wins championships. Houston starters sat this one out, with names like C.J. Stroud and Nick Chubb watching from the sidelines. That gave our defense a chance to feast, and they didn't disappoint. But Metchie's performance was a reminder that even their backups can ball out. Could Metchie be the piece that pushes us over the edge? Or are we already stacked enough? Let's get this convo going in the comments. Let's talk strategy for a sec. Kevin O'Connell's game plan was all about giving our young guys reps, and it paid off. Brosmer's touchdown pass on 4th and goal was a thing of beauty, and it's got fans dreaming of a bright future. But here's the thing. Our offense thrives when we spread the ball around. Adding a versatile receiver like Metchie could give O'Connell more options to play with. Imagine the trick plays we could run with him in the mix. What kind of plays would you want to see if Metchie joined the squad? Drop your dream play calls in the comments, SKOL fans. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Is this Metchie trade rumor legit? X-posts are buzzing with speculation, but nothing's confirmed yet. The Texans might be open to moving him, especially after his strong showing, but we've got to weigh the risks. Metchie's health history is a concern, and his limited production so far means he's a gamble. But for a late-round pick, that's the kind of low-risk, high-reward move our GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah loves. What's your gut telling you, Vikings Nation? Is Metchie worth the swing, or should we pass? Hit the comments and let's break it down. Our preseason win wasn't just a feel-good moment. It was a glimpse into our future. With guys like Brosmer stepping up and McCarthy waiting in the wings, the Vikings are building something special. But we can't get complacent. Metchie could be a game-changer, especially if he keeps balling out in the preseason. His Alabama pedigree and recent performance make him an intriguing target, but we'd need to act fast before another team swoops in. Who else is dreaming of a Metchie-Jefferson connection? Tell me your bold predictions for the season in the comments. Let's take a step back and look at the big picture. The Vikings are in a great spot heading into 2025. Our defense is nasty, our offense is explosive, and our coaching staff is dialing up magic. But there's always room to improve. Metchie's potential trade is a chance to add depth without breaking the bank. Houston might not get much for him, but for us, he could be a diamond in the rough. A late-round pick for a guy with his upside? That's a no-brainer in my book. What's the ceiling for this team if we add Metchie? Super Bowl dreams? Anyone? Drop your thoughts below. As we wrap up this game breakdown, let's give a shout-out to our fans. You guys bring the energy every week, and it's why Vikings Nation is the best in the NFL. This win was for you, and we're just getting started. The Metchie rumors are heating up, and I'm itching to see if Kwesi pulls the trigger. A young, motivated receiver could be the spark we need to take on the NFC North and beyond. Stay tuned for more updates. What's got you most excited about this season? McCarthy? Brosmer? Metchie? Let's hear it in the comments. We can't talk Vikings without talking about our culture. SKOL is more than a chant. It's a way of life. This team fights for every yard, just like Metchie fought to get back on the field. That's the kind of heart we want in Minnesota. If the trade rumors are true, Metchie could fit right in with our gritty, never-say-die mentality. But we've got to trust O'Connell and Adofo-Mensah to make the right call. They've been building something special, and I'm all in. What's your vibe on this team's direction? Drop it in the comments, and let's keep the SKOL spirit alive. Alright, Vikings Nation, it's time to wrap this up. Our 20-10 win over the Texans was a statement, and the Metchie trade rumors have us dreaming big. Whether he joins the purple and gold or not, this team is ready to make noise in 2025. Don't forget to smash that like button, drop your hottest takes in the comments, and subscribe for all the latest Vikings news. Share this video with your fellow SKOL fans, and let's keep the hype train rolling. SKOL Vikings, who's ready for the next game? Let me know what you want to see in our next breakdown, and I'll catch you in the comments.